Kia ora koutou and welcome to the Greater Wellington Business Growth and Support Virtual Conference. My name's Angela Caves. I am the Digital Events Manager with Digital Boost. We've had a great first couple of days with the conference. We are about to launch into our last session for the day. It's wonderful to have with me today Janine from Connected, who is our collaborating partner on the conference. And I'm going to hand over to Janine, who's going to introduce our guest speaker. Thanks, Janine.
Oh, thanks, Ange. Kia ora and welcome back, everyone. Before we start, I just have a few housekeeping notes. So firstly, you will be able to see and hear us. However, we are not able to see and hear you. Therefore, if you have any questions, comments or feedback, please feel free to pop it into the chat box or the Q&A box. And if you look down at the bottom of your Zoom screen, you'll see those two options there. We'll do our very best to get through those at the end of the presentation. So I now have the pleasure to introduce Nicola Belsham, General Manager of the Wairarapa Chamber of Commerce. Thanks, Nicola.
Kia ora, thank you. Thank you for inviting me to speak at this conference. So Wairarapa Chamber of Commerce, we call ourselves Business Wairarapa. I think Wairarapa is a place that's very dynamic, and Business Wairarapa, I think, is a name that really represents what we're about in terms of getting into action and being quite a vibrant community. Business Wairarapa, I guess what I'm going to talk about is what is Business Wairarapa, and for any people who are listening in today and thinking of joining, what that might mean for them. Wairarapa is a beautiful place, but quite an unusual place in that within 40 kilometres, we have 3 district councils, we have 5 hyper-locale sub-regions with very strong identities, and each with their own business group. So that makes up 4 to 5 business groups, and notwithstanding other business groups that we have operating in the region, such as Māori in Business Wairarapa, such as Wairarapa Business Network, such as Wairarapa Women in Business. And so often the question that is asked is, why would I join Business Wairarapa? For myself, as a female living in Attenborough, with a tourism business, there are like 5 business groups that I could belong to. So we really had to look at how Business Wairarapa sits within Wairarapa and what the expectations are in terms of what we can deliver to our member businesses. So what we tend to do is we have actively engaged with all of the sub-regional business groups within Wairarapa to incorporate them under a business umbrella. We absolutely recognise the valuable work that sub-regional business groups do bespoke to the individual regions. What Business Wairarapa has as a chamber network is connectivity with that chamber network. We also have direct relationships with economic development bodies such as Wairarapa Economic Development Forum, such as Wellington NZ as the Regional Economic Development Forum, and really close relationships with other chamber organisations such as the Hutt Valley Chamber, Kapiti Chamber, Business Central and the Wellington Chamber. What that means is that we become a bit of a conduit of information and input and output of information. As an umbrella organisation, we can act as a centralised database that's inclusive of businesses from Featherston to Masterton at this stage, and communicate those business needs, advocate for them, and potentially pick up government contracts to deliver value and training and education to our member businesses. How it works is that we want our sub-regional organisations to thrive. As I said, each sub-region in Wairarapa is very, very different. There's a big difference between Martinborough and Masterton. There's a big difference between Baytown and Carterton. We propose that when businesses are thinking of joining Business Wairarapa, that they join their local organisation in the first instance. In Martinborough, that's the Martinborough Business Association. In Carterton, that's Go Carterton. By joining their local organisation, they're contributing to the resilience of their immediate business community. And by joining, they automatically receive membership to Business Wairarapa as well. Okay, so supporting your local community and attaining all the benefits of a Business Wairarapa membership at the same time. So how that kind of works is that on the board of Business Wairarapa, we have representation from each of those sub-regional business associations. With each sub-region having a seat at the table, we really can capture all concerns, perspectives, and communicate those to local and central government bodies and be truly representative of Wairarapa businesses. This umbrella strategy offers a high member value proposition to the sub-regional organisations for their own recruitment, which gives them funds and gives them sustainability. And it also increases Business Wairarapa's representation of and reach to region-wide businesses. With that in mind, for the benefit of all Wairarapa businesses, Business Wairarapa is able to facilitate advocacy and business development in Wairarapa from Wairarapa. I'm going to talk a bit more about what that means. Traditionally, a lot of business development initiatives have been delivered by local chambers of commerce because these are people that are in their regions and know the businesses that they're working with. Over the past decade or more, those sorts of contracts have been delivered, gone to metropolitan areas. And once those metropolitan areas have done well in delivering them, sometimes the trickle down to the sub-regional associations hasn't been very visible. If we can have an inclusive database, it gives us a lot of strength to bid for contracts to run business development in our region and from our region rather than from a region that is distanced from our businesses. And this is a great snapshot, I think, about what business is in New Zealand. You know, small business contributes 25% to New Zealand's total GDP. 97% of businesses in New Zealand are SME. An incredible 97% of businesses employ less than 20 people. I would say in Wairarapa, 90% of businesses employ less than 10 people. So we truly are a small business region. And as you know, small business is what holds up New Zealand's economy, but sometimes small business isn't given the voice that I think it deserves. Wairarapa is home to a higher number of sole trade and small businesses when compared to the national average. 73% of businesses in South Wairarapa are sole operators, the national average being 68%. 21% of businesses in Masterton alone employ less than 6 people, and the average is 18%. So where small business is the backbone of New Zealand, I'd like to add that I think Wairarapa is the backbone of that backbone. And I think those businesses truly deserve representation. So in summary, as we work as a centralised collective business database, as we collaborate with our sub-regional organisations, we can present a whole Wairarapa view to government on issues and solutions facing businesses, in particular, small businesses in New Zealand. By joining Business Wairarapa, you join your local organisation, you automatically become a member of Business Wairarapa. You have access to our Business Wairarapa member app. The app has been designed to engage with our members a lot more. Previously, our engagement was in the form of a fortnightly newsletter. I mean, I had about a 40% open rate, so that was pretty good, but I don't think it was really, it's a good form of communication, but it's not really engaging businesses with other businesses within Wairarapa. So with the app, we have an events calendar which coordinates events across Wairarapa. Sometimes what was happening is you'd have an event in Carterton and you'd have an event in Masterton on the same night and on the same topic. So this is a good way to, by working with the sub-regional business organisations, to organise a calendar that isn't competing with each other. We're not eating each other's lunch. The app also comes with a phenomenal amount of discounts that come with the app. But most importantly, we have a member-to-member portal where members can upload their own promotions and discounts to other members of Business Wairarapa, again, thereby contributing to greater resilience and support of businesses within Wairarapa. Additionally, the app comes with our member database so that you can be aware of who other members are and, of course, have your own listing. We've recently been successful in picking up a contract to act as an intermediary for Digital Boost. This means that we will, I guess, guide businesses to graduate through the Digital Boost program. We're doing that in collaboration with 3 Mile Tech Space in Carterton and with Māori in Business Wairarapa, all working together. As I said, living in Wairarapa is a little bit like living in your high school classroom. We all know each other, we all work with each other. This is about leveraging those connections and network to the benefit of businesses, providing them with capability, providing them with resources, and having one point of contact to access all of those resources. So we're quite excited about this program, which starts in July. As I said, graduating, we'll be looking to graduate about 50 businesses through this program over the next few months. And lastly, if you are in Wairarapa, I really encourage you to come along to our Business Summit 2022. We've got small businesses sharing their experience. We've got a business that established itself in the past 2 years, a business that transformed and pivoted in the last 2 years, and a business that chose to either sell or go out of business. I talk about the past 2 years. I'm not actually going to mention, I mean, we all know we've had a global pandemic, but that's not the only reason that businesses have to face difficult choices. There's things like global financial crises. I sold my own business during the GFC in 2009. There's meteor showers, we don't know. There's all sorts of things that come in and cause business owners to make some pretty tough decisions. So we've got 3 businesses sharing experiences of making those tough decisions. And then we've got a panel discussion of Wairarapa business leaders or industry leaders sharing their advice, but sharing tangible, achievable advice. So we have Paul Southey from A1 Home speaking about supply issues, Dale Williams from Youth to Work speaking about the connect between a job vacancy and actually filling that, Nicola Morris from Baker Ag talking about developing your staff's capabilities, talking about how you can retain your staff, and Helen Tickler from Transit Group speaking about how a business often needs to reposition itself, notwithstanding necessarily global pandemics and GFCs, but for instance, Transit Group recently lost the school bus contract. So that was quite a blow. And again, it's about, okay, we've been going for a quiet period of time. How do we reposition ourselves? How do we make the most of this situation and come out of it? We're also privileged to have Kirk Cope, CEO of Business New Zealand, coming along to share his perspective from a New Zealand-wide point of view. And the third part of our business summit, we have a wonderful woman, Dr. Georgie Toma, speaking about well-being for SME businesses. We've spoken a lot about well-being for employees, but we haven't covered a lot about well-being for employers, business owners, etc. So she'll be taking us through a practical workshop covering those subjects with some tools and resources to take away with you. And finally, after all of that, we'll be having a knowledge cafe where businesses will be sharing their experiences, their thoughts, and lending advice and practical guidance to their business peers. So as said, Wairarapa is like living in your high school classroom, and I think the Business Summit takes advantage of that, really connecting people, sharing thoughts, helping each other out, so that Wairarapa as a region also remains resilient. So that's that from me in terms of Business Wairarapa. I'm happy to take any questions. I will stop that screen share just a second.
Oh, many thanks, Nicola. That was really informative. And I love how that you say you're such a close community over in the Wairarapa.
Oh, we are. We absolutely are. I said it's a
big area.
It's a big area, yeah, certainly within the towns. We're a place that literally eats, sleeps and drinks, or eats, drinks and sleeps together within the smaller communities. As said, you know, we've got families here that have been here forever. We've got a huge influx of people that have moved over the hill, working remotely from co-working spaces or from their homes. It really is dynamic, and I'm constantly impressed by the array of businesses that we have here.
Fantastic. Thank you. We do have a few questions. Let's have a wee look here. One that's come through. Let's have a look. what do we do if our business has offices in 2 or more locations in the Wairarapa?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I guess I'm wondering who to join, Wairarapa, Business
it's really,
Wairarapa or Chamber?
it's Business Masterton, Go-Karted, Mountain Business Association. It really depends on where you feel an affinity. It might just come down to the fact that you don't like the people in one of business organisations, but you think you could like the people in another business organisation. So it's completely up to the business. Businesses also have the option of joining just Business Wairarapa. It is at a slightly higher fee because, as I said, we really want to contribute to the resilience of our sub-regional business organisations in the first instance.
Oh, yeah, excellent. So if you join the local business of your choice, you automatically have membership, do you?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So, for instance, Mountain Business Association, I think the annual fee, no matter what the size of the business is about, I think it's about might be $160. I'm not entirely certain. What happens is Mountain Business Association will pay a $25 per business levy to Business Wairarapa, and that just enables us to keep our administration running, keep our app running, etc.
Sure. Yeah. Another question has come through. What if my business is a not-for-profit organisation? Can I still join?
Yeah, of course, there are a lot of businesses that aren't for profit, and just talk to us. Give us a call. We can work something out. Sometimes, we can arrange perhaps a contra or come to some kind of agreement. We just don't want to. So we want to be inclusive. There's a couple of questions just come up on the chat. In terms of joining Business Wairarapa, as I said, you can join Business Wairarapa for a flat fee of $250, or you can choose to join one of your sub-regional organisations. If you're Masterton based, the joining of Business Masterton is $190, and that's just a flat fee, no matter what the size of your business is. Another good question in terms of how we aligned with Destination Wairarapa. Destination Wairarapa is really important to Wairarapa in the way that they have marketed Wairarapa. Wairarapa is experiencing such an influx of tourism. It's been a real benefit to businesses here. We certainly work with Destination Wairarapa. We recognise that Destination Wairarapa look after the marketing side of Wairarapa. Business Wairarapa is about delivering capability to businesses, whether it be a construction business, whether it be an IT business, whatever.
Okay. And does the Chamber help source funding for businesses?
Sorry, what's that?
Does the Chamber help source funding for businesses?
We can't necessarily source funding per se, but we can point businesses in the right direction that might suit a particular type of business. There are pots of funding within Wairarapa. Some is purely community focused. There's also potential investors through the Angel Investment Network. So again, it really comes down to having a conversation, and we certainly do our best to provide resources and guidance.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. See if there's here's another question. Is there a Greytown Business Association?
There is a Retailers Association, which is Greytown Country Heaven. We haven't formalised an arrangement with Greytown Country Heaven as yet, but we are having a conversation on Monday, actually. Again, we want to be inclusive with government-funded initiatives such as Digital Boost. So that's 100% MBE funded. We don't want businesses to miss out on the opportunity of making the most of that. And if we've got if we're helping facilitate that, as said, we want all businesses to be aware of it. We don't want a business to miss out simply because they didn't know it was happening.
Okay, and just I think the last question I've got here, Nicola, is what happens as business memberships within the local associations come up for renewal? Are they renewed annually?
Most local organisations, sub-regional organisations are annual. So I know that Carterton and Mountborough have just done their renewals. We've done a presentation to both of those business groups, and we've had unanimous support for this umbrella strategy. For the sub-regional organisations. It enables them to just focus on what's bespoke to their local community, and it takes the heart out in terms of that advocacy to government, in terms of the capability training. We have really strong relationships with the Parliamentary Office, as said, with Wellington NZ, with the Wairarapa Economic Development Forum, in order to bring capability and resources to businesses. So I'm losing my train of thought. In terms of Business Wairarapa, that hasn't traditionally been an annual membership or subscription, but we are changing that as of 1st of July.
Oh, right, excellent. Lovely, thanks so much. I think that's all our questions that we have for you, Nicola. I'd just like to thank you once again for your time today. And back to you, Ange.
Thanks, Janine. Yeah, thank you, Nicola. It's been great to hear about the Wairarapa community, and it's lovely to hear that it's actually such tight-knit. I think often there's so much going on that we can fall into in the bigger metros. We can fall into working in silos. So it's lovely to see a community that is actually working together and working in collaboration. And that's essentially what this conference is as well, is to ensure that we are supporting collaboration of our government agencies, our chambers, our economic development agencies.
I have found that over the past decade, we have in Wairarapa had a kind of a watering down and discombobulation, if you like, of the resources that are available to businesses. And so we're doing our utmost to pull those together into the one point as Business Wairarapa. We're always willing to talk with people, and we don't know what we don't know. So if you need something, you need to let us know.
Yeah, and I think that's actually where obviously Janine and the Connected team can help support that as well with that business arm. So I know that Connected works wider with employment, education, training, and the business sector. But I've just popped the details on the screen there because Carrie, who is based in Masterton for Connected, can also be that conduit of support to get the people directed to you guys.
Yes, I've met with Carrie, and we're working on just sort of building up those resources that Connected offers into our website as well, with Carrie's contact details. So as I said, it's just having that one portal for businesses to access.
Yeah, it's vital. And I guess that probably, that's kind of where Connected and Digital Boost started its collaboration journey is, how can we bring everybody together? And just, like you've mentioned, you guys are supporting the Digital Boost facilitation scheme, which leverages the platform that I'm here on behalf of. So, it's great to be able to offer that support, but then we've got this wraparound that helps our businesses.
I think it's fantastic to have the facilitation scheme. I've been a member of Digital Boost. I've signed up for it, but you get busy with business as usual, and so by having a human being helping you through that process, I think will make all the difference.
Really
absolutely. Yeah, especially for those who who are sort of really new to that digital transformation journey and don't even know where to begin, and so having that facilitated session to go, well, let's just take it in bite-sized chunks, and then the platform going, here's a bite-sized piece of information, it can seem less overwhelming. And if I can just encourage people, if they if you're already established and you do have a website, Checkable is the new tool that is built in to the Digital Boost platform. It's a free diagnostic tool. And so what it will do is help run an analysis essentially of your digital footprint. So if you've got a website or a social presence, great place to start to just do a quick stock take and go, okay, where to next? It will help you do that.
I used it about a month or so ago. I ran Checkable over a couple of different websites that I was looking after. And since I've done that, I now use Grammarly on everything.
Wow.
So,
Awesome. I mean, and just to make special mention, actually, Checkable is having an upgrade, and so there's going to be some new features. I think I do have the details here. So there's going to be more information available on your social media display. So we're going to, help analyze that. A digital action plan, checking your own customer. So you become our customer by using Checkable, but then checking your own customer's journey and giving you some feedback on that. So yeah, there's new iterations of Checkable and upgrades to it all the time. So please sign up, use that, and then it will start helping you get that digital transformation plan in place, obviously with the support of places like Business Wairarapa. Anyway, let's bring our final session for the day to a close. So just once again, we really want to thank you, Nicola, for joining us this afternoon. It's been wonderful to have you, and I'm sure our audience is really appreciative of the information that they've been able to hear from you. So thank you to our audience for joining us on the webinar. Thank you to those who have joined us on a live stream. If you would like to hear from our government agencies joining us tomorrow, we've got the IRD joining us, employment.govt.nz and business.govt.nz. So they'll be joining us for sessions tomorrow as well to talk about their products and services that are there to help your businesses. You can head over to Connected to register for those sessions. Thank you again. It's been lovely to have you, and I hope the rest of the afternoon is pleasant. Thank goodness for the nice weather.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.